And we are back. And today I am doing a different type of live show. I follow several people about issues that are happening in the world today. And this morning I was actually watching a video, and it hit me powerful that I know I've been saying we are in a war. We are we have to focus on trying to prepare ourselves and save our family and be ready to battle. But I came across something today that I felt I really need to share. And I'm not going to say a whole lot. I'm just going to articles. I'll show you our website we're working on, asking you to follow us. If you noticed, I didn't even drop any support links in this for this video. It's not about support at all. It's about information today. And so that being said, I'll show you our Facebook page, our website, our YouTube channel, where everything goes eventually. And I ask you just follow us. That's all I'm asking today. Follow us, share, because I have some very powerful info that we're going to be looking at today. So thank you for watching, whether it's on live or replay. And we ask you to share this. Please. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to our Facebook page. Of course, if you are watching this, you already know about it, but it is the facebook.com / real-time news TC, and that stands for Treasure Coast. Facebook.com / real-time news TC, standing for Treasure Coast. Here's our website that we are we're using. It's a jjmediaonline.net / real news. I'm going to be getting a domain eventually, specifically for real-time news. But here's our website. You can actually go on, and as I upload our different podcast, video podcasts, everything that I put on here, I upload to the YouTube channel, and it's right there. You can click on it, or you can go down here and click on it. We are also going to be bringing in our podcast, an RSS feed, and I just want to let you know that we are looking for interviews, going to be doing interviews eventually. And if you are a pastor, a small business owner, or anyone dealing with ministry, I would love to interview you, how things are affecting your ministry and or church. All right, you can go to our YouTube channel. Here's our YouTube channel. Just look up James Powell. In fact, let me just go ahead and drop this link in. I'll just comment, and I'm dropping the link in. I didn't put it in, but if you wanna follow us, you can follow us there. So, all right, now I want to talk to us about a very serious situation that we are facing. And this video that I came across, if you look right there, is when this video was filmed. April 3rd, 1969. Okay? April 3rd, 1969. And I did that on purpose because I'm starting out with this. I was going to end with it, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to start out with this. That way, this lays the foundation. And this was clear back April 3rd, 1969. It's 5 minutes, 5:50, almost 6 minutes long. We're going to watch it all. And I want you to get the info. So be ready. Let me go ahead and start it. And I'll come back in afterwards.
A book that I think ought to be in every home library. It's entitled Color, Communism, and Common Sense by Manning Johnson. Manning Johnson was a Negro, and he was also a member of the Communist Party. He joined the party as a young man because he honestly believed that the communists were trying to improve the conditions of his people. He was a dedicated communist. But after many years, Manning Johnson finally came to the realization that the communists weren't the least bit interested in improving the conditions of the Negro people. He discovered that instead they were merely planning to use his people, and these are his words, to use them as cannon fodder in a bloody revolution to destroy America. As early as 1928, the communists declared that the racial differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric. By constantly probing and straining at this one spot, they...
Okay, one of the things that is happening, I paused it because I'm already being, of course this is Facebook, they're dropping my audio stream. So it's already dropped out several times. So I'm telling you, we are in a battle. So I will probably be doing this video and uploading it to our YouTube and some other channels that we have. So just letting you know, we are fighting a battle. And the audio just keeps dropping out. So I apologize about that, but I wanted to just go on, come on here and let you know. So we're going to go back to the video. Please stay tuned and share.
Calculated that eventually the cloth could be torn apart and that Americans could be divided, weakened, and perhaps even set against each other in open combat. We must not be led into placing the blame for the riots, the civil disorders, on the Negro people of our nation. Even those few who are promoting hatred and violence in the black communities are not themselves the cause. They're merely being used by forces far bigger than they are to promote the violent phase of the revolution in America. Hoping to avoid further violence and bloodshed, the public is to be pressured into accepting measures that will move the country gradually and legally toward communism, but without calling it that. The strategy of the proletarian revolution calls for the quiet conversion of our government into a communist regime, but under the banner of socialism. The new program of the Communist Party on this subject has this to say. The term socialism describes but the first stage of a new society that in its full development is called communism. Socialism is a transitional stage. The building of socialism is the communist revolution in America. It represents the process whereby our country can be moved gradually toward communism without the people even being aware of it. They have one and only one solution for all problems.
Once again, the audio keeps dropping out. They're trying to shut me down. So I'm telling you, we're in a fight.
Problems. More government, and then more and more until it's total government. Total government is communism. We must not be fooled into thinking that the causes of our civil turmoil are such things as poverty, poor housing, lack of education, and similar social or economic factors. As a matter of fact, most of today's self-styled revolutionaries, black and white, come from good homes, could earn better than average incomes if they wanted to work. And in fact, they're products of some of the finest institutions of higher learning. We mustn't resort to violence either as a means of furthering political or social goals. And we must do everything humanly possible to discourage others from doing so. We must support our local police. Nothing can be quite so damaging to police morale and efficiency as converting every...
Did you get that? I wasn't going to stop, but this was back in 1969. He's saying we need to support our local police. 1969, they're already talking about this. So where are we today? Are we right there? The same place? Of course you know we are. This is very, very important. I'm telling you. We are fighting a battle. Sorry for interrupting again.
Arrest into a trial of the policeman instead of the criminal. Now in passing, ladies and gentlemen, you may have wondered why the Communist Party has been a staunch supporter of the drive to place a black studies curriculum into our high schools and colleges. Well, the reason becomes obvious the minute you take a look at the textbooks and the study guides. Under the guise of academic balance, These courses have become a brilliant device for conditioning young people to accept still one more part of the total program for revolution. We must discover the identity of those individuals, both above and below, who consciously are furthering the communist program for revolution, and then remove them from their positions of trust and leadership. Now, of course, the minute you begin to think along these lines, you'll become the target of a whole barrage of attacks. You'll be called a right-wing extremist, a fascist, or at least a dictator. Some years ago, I happened to attend a meeting where several anti-communist refugees from behind the Iron Curtain were called upon to relate their personal experiences. One of the refugees spoke up and he said, "You know, I came to America expecting to find a nation of free men, but instead, I find exactly the same thing. Everywhere I look, I see men and women who know that communists are making headway in this country. They know that something must be done and that someone must stand up to them. But they themselves do nothing. They remain silent because they're afraid that if they speak out or take a stand publicly, it'll be bad for business. They may lose a client. They may even lose their jobs. If communism should ever come to America, we'll face more death, destruction, and human suffering than any people in history has ever faced at the hands of their invading conquerors. It's literally a question of life and death for all of us. And it's about time the American people began to face up to that fact and to act accordingly. Thank you.
Okay, you see there again, filmed April 3rd, 1969. So where are we now? I'm telling you, we are in a fight. All right. I pulled up a few articles, and I'm just gonna toss this out there. And one thing led to another, and it actually, I started to dig in, and of course, you know as well as I do that the Antifa and Black Lives Matter kind of are working together, and they're Marxist. But this article says Black Lives Matter is not Marxist. This District 1 Council member Kathy Rice stated that Black Lives Matter is a group focused on Marxist transformation of America. She goes, "This narrative is false. Black Lives Matter is a movement of people who share a common language for raising fortunes of black lives to be equivalent to that of all other Americans." I started out with that. That way I can show you that is totally false. All right. The BLM not what it appears to be. And this is the editor to New York Air. Many people think Black Lives Matter is a slogan, an ideal, or grassroots movement. Dig deeper and get this. This is what you have to understand. BLM is a political organization with 8 figures of funding and a hardcore left-wing policy agenda. BLM is a Marxist political organization funded by dark money, white socialist billionaires, and conscious laundering corporations that want to hold on to the deep state action and further their hip or chic facade and pass the cool camaraderie credentialing media inspection. And just remember, BLM's Marxist ideology includes liberation politics, transgenderism, and violence that far exceeds criticizing excessive use of force by police officers. I'm telling you, we are in a major, major battle. Now look at this. I mean, you that are younger, you never Trumpers, you are pushing to lose this country. Karl Marx himself taught their violent methods, starting with their attack on history in these words: take away the heritage of the people, and they are easily destroyed. All right, here's another article. Black Lives Matter organization Marxist evil. This is by Justin H. Ramey. He's a guest columnist on the Herald Ledger. Black lives matter. Yes, they do. Black lives are created in the image of God, and their lives matter. However, the official organization that goes by the name of Black Lives Matter, which is raking in millions of dollars, receiving prominent endorsements by the day, pressuring governments at all levels, and galvanizing supporters to impact the 2020 election, is evil. Here it goes. Speaks the co-founder and strategic advisor of Black Lives Matter, stated in a 2015 interview that the Real News Network and she and fellow co-founder Alicia Garza are trained Marxists, well-versed in ideological theories. So you that are supporting it, you cannot be a Christian and support it. That's the bottom line. All right. Black Lives Matter co-founder describes herself as a trained Marxist. Patrice Collier said in a newly surfaced video from 2015 that she and her fellow organizers are trained Marxists. Get that? Making clear their movement's ideological foundation. PolitiFact. Here we go. Black Lives Matter. If your time is short, here it is. Black Lives Matter was founded by community organizers. One of the three co-founders said in 2015 that she and another co-founder are trained Marxists. Black Lives Matter has grown into a national anti-racism movement broadly supported by Americans, few of whom who would identify themselves as Marxists. Backlash against Black Lives Matter, including branding it as Marxist. The attack has been made in recent weeks by Rudy Giuliani, President Donald Trump's personal lawyer Ben Carson, which of course he's passed away now. I'm sorry, not Ben Carson. I apologize. Trump's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, conservative talk show host Mark Levin, and PragerU, which has more than 4 million Facebook followers. You aren't sure what Marxism is? Actually, it was developed by a 19th century German philosopher, Karl Marx, and is the basis for the theory of communism and socialism. So what that video was talking about, I know the audio was in and out, and I dropped the link in the comments on purpose. That way you can go watch it. But it starts out just kind of in between socialism and then goes full-blown communism. We're in a battle for our country. All right. Now, one of the things that's happening, and in fact that video talks of they're targeting the colleges. They've been for years putting in these professors that are targeting training our, you go to a public university, you don't get truth. They're brainwashing you to think Marxist. All right, Arkansas professor is accused of hiding Chinese funding, and this all leads back to the globalists and China. This case was the latest example of Justice Department's efforts to combat Chinese influence on American campuses. So, what's happening? Professors have been working for China. That is what's happening. Here's another article. Harvard professor now faces tax charges tied to Chinese university. And this was July 29th of this year. This is not old stuff. Here again, Harvard professor charged in federal court with failing to pay taxes on income from Chinese university. Former Emory professor pleads guilty to not reporting income from China on tax returns. So what's happening? These professors, did I just get shut down? Okay. I just got a notification on my Facebook feed. They'll probably hide this and delete this. In fact, let me see real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. So, let's go one more. Federal prosecutors pursue professors over China ties. And then at the end, I want to end with this. Mike Pompeo has known all about this the entire time. Busted. Mike Pompeo says he has a list of American governors named as friendly by communist China. I know I was talking about professors, but even governors are tied to China. So you want to know why those states are rioting, are trying to create much and a lot of chaos? It's because they're tied to China. Pompeo said he received an invitation from a former governor to attend a networking event that promised great deal-making opportunities with the Chinese government. The networking event was run by the Chinese People Association for Friendship in Foreign Countries, said Pompeo. But what the participants might not have known is that the group is the public face of the Chinese Communist Party's official foreign influence agency, the United Front Work Department. Pompeo knew of this connection from his time in the CIA. So, I'm telling you, we are in a battle. Please share this video. Please watch the video in the link. Please let your family know. Get prepared. We are in a fight. That's the bottom line. We're in a fight for our faith, for our family, and for our future. We're in a fight. So get ready, pray up, gear up, and get ready to push forward. So thank you for watching and listening, and please share this, please follow, and all the above. I'm not about pushing support today. I'm just trying to get some info out to you. So we'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day.